Joining us to discuss this afternoon is Mohan Krishna, BJP spokesperson. Also joining me is Shamina Shafiq, ex-member of the Women Commission. Mr. Krishna, to you first. You know, two women have been disrobed. This isn't happening in some remote part of the state. It's very close to Bangalore. The father is locked in a separate room. The women are assaulted and molested. Why is there no fear of law among these goons?
Very good afternoon, Rohit. Yesterday I was on your show and Urban Debate, where I said we have extended our help. Whatever help they need, we will do it. The same thing has been reiterated by the Home Minister also today. But very unfortunately, I would like to bring to your limelight and to Neha also. I'm just having the report of the Indian Express, what they have reported on this. The sisters used to approach women in the area, assuring them higher interest rates. They have reportedly taken nearly ₹1 crore. Pressure kept mounting on them to return the money. After they assaulted, they showed a video of bruises on their body and circulated it to make it to look like they were stripped and beaten. The video caused a public roar, and the blame came on the police for not taking up the case on Sunday.
Mr. Krishna, are you blaming the victims?
No, I'm
Mr.
not
Krishna,
blaming the victim.
are you blaming the victims over here?
No, I'm just giving you the report. What the
No, I just want to understand, sir. Answer the question. Why is there no fear of the law among these goons? Clearly, these women were assaulted. They were disrobed. How is this allowed to happen?
I'm coming to that point. Bengaluru Rural SP Mohan Krishna said the police are not at fault and there is enough proof for it. The mistake has been done by that lady. They are of the habitual offenders. They take money from the people around the places and they want to.
So they should be disrobed. That is the attitude. I mean, is that the message you are sending, sir?
Sisters' ploy of playing the victim.
Sir, there are other ways to retrieve the money, to retrieve the loan amount that has been taken. That doesn't mean you are going to go and disrobe a woman. Ms. Shamina Shafiq, come in over here. Respond to what Mr. Krishna is saying.
See, it's really sad that once the incident has come into the light and 4 days after the report came into existence, the gentleman is actually now up to blaming the victims and themselves. I mean, that is the saddest part of it and the shockest part of it. There may be some kind of irregularities if that needs so, but on the basis of media reports wherein, I mean, only one side of the story is reported saying that the women, as per his reading, he cannot just go on the national television blaming the girls for what has happened to them. Disrobing a woman on the pretext of anything for that matter, anything is wrong, is criminal, is inhuman, and the people who have been involved into it, they should be punished. Simple as that. I mean, why are there two questions about it? You can't keep on blaming the girls. Oh, they were involved into this. Oh, they were involved into this. Fair enough. In case if they were involved, please do the investigations and then do the needful as per the law. But you cannot disrobe girls, women, yes, on roads on the pretext of not paying a certain amount of money. And reportedly, the money was being borrowed for what? For education. I think the Home Minister of Karnataka, yes, who gave a statement as per your reporter, was much more sensible and sensitive as compared to the gentleman speaking right now, because what he said was more actually appropriate, that okay, we'll look into this and it's a black day. Please accept and acknowledge that there is something wrong being, yes, done. I mean, there's no point of blaming the person and saying absolutely no, nothing has been done wrong. A wrong is a wrong, a black is a black and a white is a white.
Yes.
Accept it and then go on actually doing whatever is needful. But do not say that, oh, that is justifiable because, yes, this is...
Yes, I want to ask that to Mr. Krishna. Mr. Krishna, here the problem is, yes, Mr. Krishna, you're not even acknowledging that something wrong has happened. Why did you book these 3 people? 2 are arrested, 1 still absconding, if you think that there is nothing wrong that has happened?
Go ahead. There is a fault, the bigger fault of those Ramakrishna Reddy, Sunil and Indrama is that they have gone and assaulted this woman. But I am telling you the story of that woman who Neha has contacted, and they have taken advantage of the media.
Do you condemn this incident of women being disrobed, assaulted and molested? Sir,
Come on,
Let me
let's
tell-
start
let
from
me-
there.
let me
please, at
condemn-
least
You're not even
condemn it.
acknowledging that
Say
something
it's
wrong has
wrong.
happened, as far as I can see.
Shamina, please. Shamina, please. Shamina, please.
Yeah.
Let me condemn this assault on the woman. We are condemning that. But what I am trying to put four things in front of you today is, yesterday evening in the night, even I was under the impression the mistake has been done. It is for education loan. I'm sorry to tell you on your show today, this is not education loan. This is a habitual offender. They try to take money for extra
Sir, that's a
interest
part
by
of the
suing
investigation. The
people,
investigation
and they
will
are not
prove
able
that.
to
Fair
repay.
enough. Even if it
That
is
is why
not
the problem
educational
has
loan,
come.
that
Our Home
investigation will
Minister does
prove.
not,
Yes,
might have
Mr.
not read
Krishna.
this report.
But your own Home Minister, sir, the Home Minister of the state also said there are several means to retrieve the money. They shouldn't have done this. So please acknowledge that there is something wrong that has happened, and we are just discussing here how to correct that wrong. Ms. Shamina Shafiq, let me come to you. Is there a larger problem here? You know, first the women are asked by the uncle not to register a complaint. I mean, patriarchy still is very much prevalent. Men don't want such issues to come out, especially when it concerns the women of the house. That could be one of the reasons why women don't file a complaint. But isn't it incumbent on the police to act in such incidents, or their hands are also tied because the women don't want to file a complaint?
You know what? I mean, I would not say that the hands of the police are tied because women don't complain. It is actually a matter of fact that women, or for that matter, any person who has, who belongs to the civil society, actually is afraid of reaching out to the police station. And that is why I've been repeatedly saying this, that police station is also a public place, just like maybe a railway station or a bus stop. And people should not be afraid of going and approaching and seeking their legal right. But unfortunately, this doesn't happen. And yes, I mean, on the pretext of the value system or the honor of the family, generally, mostly women, girls are stopped from approaching the police station by their families, be it any issue, whether it is sexual harassment, whether it is rape, or for that matter, any kind of such incidences wherein, I mean, I will not go into the questions that my co-panelist has raised, because it is for the police to investigate. And if there is any wrong, definitely the persons who are responsible for it
Yes.
will get the punishment and should get the punishment. But the larger question is, why at all, if at all, the girls had to take the loan for education? Why our system is not so clear as of now in 22 as to why women students are not getting proper loans on not such higher rate of interest as to vis-a-vis 30%. Number one. Number two, why girls are finding it still
Yes.
difficult, which is nearby. I mean, the place apparently is very close to the capital, Bangalore. And if students are not able to take loans or not able to complete their education because of lack of money, then there are larger questions to be answered. And these questions need to be actually looked into. And as I've been repeatedly saying, a wrong is a wrong, but acknowledgement of a wrong is by the systems, by the police, by the government, by the people sitting in the system is equally important, because when you acknowledge there is a problem, you tend to find a solution. You don't acknowledge the problem, there are no solutions to it. It's not about two girls or two sisters. It's also about
Yes.
what is happening to girls vis-a-vis
Rohit, may I please come in,
education
please?
loans in this country.
Rohit, may I please come in, please?
Yes. Yes.
Rohit, look,
Yes,
you are
yes,
looking-
Mr. Krishna, you can come in. Also, I want to ask you that the loan was taken at an exorbitant rate of 30%. How is this allowed to happen? That money lenders are giving loans at the rate of 30%.
Look, Rohit, there are two things here. One is that they have come and assaulted the woman. That is a big fault, and the
Thank
case
you.
has been registered. FIR has been registered against that. The another thing is that money interest rate, whatever, they are not a registered firm to take the interest also, for that matter. That is also being investigated, and for that they have been booked, and they will face the law of the land, whatever is there, they will face it. Let me tell
But
you.
sir, all this happens
please,
once
please,
there is
Rohit,
public
please, Rohit,
outrage,
you have
there is
given
video
long
that
to
goes
her.
viral.
You
All
have
this
given
happens
long to
after that.
Shamina.
I'm just asking, sir, for solutions. Sir, frankly, what are the solutions? How do you prevent such incidents from happening? How do you prevent the loans at such exorbitant rates from... Yes, of course, everything is an informal setup here where 30% loan is charged. But why can't it be stopped, sir? And it's happening just next to Bengaluru.
Rohit, you have to give me time to explain things for you. Don't put questions in between. Let me answer to
Yes,
what
please.
Shamina has spoken for that matter, and I will answer to you also. I'm here, sitting here to answer to you also. Let me ask Shamina, where all you have find this kind of things? Where all you find? Because you are an ex-NCW member, yes, we condemn that the assault has been made on the woman. But why are you talking that there is a system fault? Who has built the system in last 70 years? This is the Congress government which has built the system. We are trying to recorrect it. Let me tell you. We are trying to
Sir, let's stop the
correct those
political
things.
blame game here. Look for solutions, sir.
Can we stick to
Solution,
the
I'm coming to that point to you. Don't let us not blame the fault of anybody. There is an issue. The issue has been addressed by the police there. Local police will take care of the issue, and the correct report will be given to you also. I request Neha to go to the police station and inquire about this, not just the victim. That is one point. Second point, these kind of exorbitant interest rates is not acceptable to anybody in this world. I will not suggest whoever the complaint is there, they will be taken to the task. By this, it will be a caution to the people. Whoever is indulged in these kind of activities nearby or anywhere in the country for that matter. I appreciate Mirror now for taking up such a issue on the national scenario, and don't blame Bangalore IT city capital, Silicon Valley. We know that we have to give infrastructure, we are trying to provide that. These kind of things, we are ready to address, and we are going to give solution for such things. We are not going to evade from anything. And our government is committed for one thing, that women's safety, and the kind of activities, these kind of nonsense activities will be stopped. It will
All
be
right,
stopped.
Mr. Krishna, you have made lots of points, though it's an undeniable fact that it has happened close to Bengaluru. That's what I was referring to. Ms. Shafiq, I want to explore the point that you made. Isn't this also a commentary on how these government schemes for education loans for women don't reach the grassroots? This place is just outside Bengaluru, and yet women had to take loan at 30% interest rate. What's the solution to that?
See, first of all, I would like to flag one thing which I came across during your reports as to why the FIR was filed 4 days later. That is one question. We're not in just this case, but pan India, this is the issue, that whenever there is some problem, only when media reports something, only then the police springs into action. Otherwise, generally such cases are let go. The other thing is, as you said, we need to talk about solutions. Yes, there are very good schemes of central government or state governments, pan India apparently, for various things, especially for students, but unfortunately that is also another sad part, that it doesn't reach out to the people who are actually in need of it. And the responsibility
for that matter. The people representative there, MLA, Congress MP.
Sorry, I'm
They
not
have
even
not
going
made
to
Mr.
get
Krishna,
into
let her
politics.
complete her point. Mr.
Why
Krishna,
are you
let
getting
her
into
complete her
politics so
point.
bad? Come on, I'm not even talking about politics. Why are you getting so hurt? I'm talking about solutions which absolutely apply to all political parties. Why you are taking it personally? I fail to understand. It's definitely the responsibility
Yes,
of
Ms. Shafiq, go ahead.
people's representatives, and not just the people's representatives, but also the institutions who are there in practice, who are there, exist on papers, on ground, who need to actually reach out to the people. And the larger responsibility definitely lies to the government of the day, because you have all the way and means to publicize, to go. Maybe you can publicize your schemes widely through newspapers, television, advertisements, or maybe metros, or maybe buses. That is definitely the responsibility of the government of the day, whether it's your government or whether it's any other government. It is as simple as that. We need to reach out to the colleges, tell the colleges that these are the system mechanisms in place. In case if there is any student who is in need, kindly refer to us. These things have to, there are state women commissions. It's their responsibility also. there are basically lots of bodies which are in existence whose responsibility is to reach out to people. We lack, and this is a fact, that a packet of chips or maybe a brand of biscuit, if
Yes.
it is launched on a day, everybody knows Pan India because of the publicity, but the laws of this country, the schemes and the programs which are for the benefit of the people of the country are not even acknowledged, not even known to the common people, mostly. Why? Because there is lack
Yes.
of
Yes.
advertisement, there is lack of follow-up of the schemes or the laws. That is the fact, the brutal fact. And if someone has done wrong, doesn't
Right.
mean you also continue to
All
do
right.
wrong. Rectify it, simple.
Yes. So the government talks about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. The government talks about financial inclusion. This incident flies in the face of all those claims over there. Perhaps more awareness is needed, as Ms. Shamina Shafiq is saying, about these schemes that the governments have launched for loans for women education. Thanks very much, Mr. Krishna and Ms. Shafiq, for joining us and sharing your perspective on this story.